each week, as you know, and this really serves my soul well. I needed to be in service last Sunday just to breathe in and soak in the love and the healing that I receive from you all on a daily basis. And if it were not for that support and the people that are helping me through this healing process, I'd really be lost. So I appreciate myself coming to service and you allowing me to do that and honoring my space and just sending all of the love that you can. I just don't even have words for it. We're all going through our individual shatterings, and some are experiencing some things that are just horrendous. But we know beyond a doubt that what we are all about is our faith. You know, we don't have any proof. We don't have any tangible, written, let me see it, feel it, touch it, smell it, evidence that there is a God. But we know it. We know that there's a divine intelligence, and we know that we are part of that. And so when there's chaos outside of us, we must go in. You go into your God source, because outside of you, you feel so helpless. You know, from the massacre in Moabi and to the cholera outbreak and to all of these things that we have been asked before the event ever occurs, to add our light and our energy into those experiences that these people have contracted for. This is our spiritual progression. You can't have change without chaos. And so for you to be that calm in the storm is what your angels are asking of you, to show up. Because we don't know what anything is for. To understand in Scripture, as I do every week, I read you a Scripture lesson from the Native American, the Taoist, the Mohammedan, the Jewish, the Christian text, all of them. But really what it boils down to is our connection with God. Religion is crowd control. Spirituality is our connection to the divine. How you live and act your life. So there are some of us who have done the research, and we know through our studies that there are two Jesus Christs. One that was made Christos 300 years after the crucifixion, and then the healer, the man, the Essene, the person that he was, the rabbi, the counselor. We can't take that away from him, nor would any of us dare. But truth be known, as I say every holiday season, every one of us is a Christ child, born into this life to follow our truth and our bliss, to make our mark in this world. And there are so many that are burdened under the enormity of what their challenges are. My friend Mandy had a stroke. Many of you know my friend in Spring Hill. And she can't communicate. And I understand her because psychically I can get in and I can say to her, okay, Mandy, is this what you're trying to tell me? Because she can't put the words together. So really she's trapped within her body. And she can only say, yes and no and things like that. But I hear her and I understand her. And she's going through a guilt thing. Now she wants her husband to put her in an assisted living facility. And I'm telling her, you need to help me get you functioning and a quality of life. There are just so many that we can take in. Everybody has an answer. Everybody has a suggestion about what we need to do. You need to make the choices for you. But what is a light worker? What does that mean to you? Obviously, I'm not going to sprout scripture this morning, so let's do the Sanskrit definition. For light is one of the most universal and fundamental symbols. It is the spiritual and the divine, its illumination and intelligence. Light is the source of goodness to the ultimate reality, and it accompanies transcendence into nirvana. Of the Buddhist doctrine, light workers are people that bring this knowledge into their everyday reality and offer it to the world. That's what you're doing. You're bringing the principles of life and living into your world because your next door neighbor just goes to Wally World. That's it. Their little worlds is all about them and their stuff. when it's a bigger picture here, and how can we progress and come back in a more enlightened environment and body if we don't do the work now? And it's all about the children. You know, when we did the blessing of the children, I'm going to throw this in. Remember we used surrogates? And then it came that all the children in China and the formula and all that. Well, Morgan and Aiden, who we used as surrogates for that blessing that Sunday, not even a week later, was it, Deborah? 2 weeks? They were hit and their car flipped. And everybody walked away from that accident. Morgan got a couple of scratches. Didn't Aiden get some scratches too? Aiden, but I mean, for them to walk out, their vehicle was flipped. Right here on the corner, where there's a traffic light. So you can't tell me that you're not doing the work. Nobody can tell me that you aren't exactly where you are supposed to be doing the work that you are supposed to be doing. Plain and simple. And that's what harmony is all about. It's a gathering. And when you go into meditation this morning, and we have a special service, I was just telling Reverend Reba this morning, you know that there are prayers going out to the shattering that this family has experienced. And it's very difficult to detach emotionally when something of this magnitude happens. We just are beside ourselves trying to figure it out, when in fact we just surrender to the doors of opportunities that come as a blessing. You cannot have a shattering that does not end result in a miracle. It's not possible. So please keep that in mind. And next Sunday, I'm asking that you bring photographs, names on a piece of paper, something of that nature for our intention for healing. And we're going to put the names of the people that we are praying for, even countries and situations. We call forth a global awakening that all of these ascended masters who have reincarnated now employ what they came to do. It's unprecedented in the history of this country what's going on, and you're part of it. You're part of this incredible energy that's happening. And it's because of you and people like you that we are as far as we are, and we've seen the changes that we've seen when we have said before, well, I don't know how this is going to happen. Well, you know what? That's not your problem. It's God's. God already has the plan, and all you got to do is just live it, breathe it, get up every day and say, I'm ready. Suit up, show up. That's what my girls say. And my guys. Now I've got a couple of men in the program.